any kind, and it's not even ranking on the first page of Google. Over. 10-4, Mighty Mike and his marketing SWAT team are en route. Over.
You are listening to Business Marketing 911 with Mighty Mike and his marketing SWAT team. So buckle up and get ready because the episode is beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, what's up, my man Vince?
Mike.
Guys, we are in for a treat today. Whew, let me catch my breath here. Just got to hit those reps, So I'm just so excited because, anytime I can come on and bring a marketing genius on and I can review some websites, I am just ecstatic. And so today we are just like uber blessed because this guy here, Vince Warnock, is an award-winning business marketing strategist, coach, podcast host. He's got his own podcast and author of Chasing the Insights. He's got 20 years in marketing, an ex-radio announcer. I mean, we're just like really blessed here. So Vince, I just want to welcome you to the show, man.
Oh, thanks, Mighty Mike. So good to be here. You make me feel very old, though. I just realized I should probably take the 20 years of marketing experience out of my bio. It's like, no.
I mean, 20 years of anything nowadays, it's like, wow, you're still alive, when you talk to these kids.
Barely alive, yeah.
You're holding in
Awesome.
there. He's holding on. So, we just got to extract the wisdom from you. So Vince, tell us a little bit. Where are you from? We got an accent. Where are you from?
I'm based here in Wellington, New Zealand. So bottom end of the world, middle of nowhere, Hobbiton, wherever you want to call it. We used to call it the pimple on the butt of the world, which is pretty much where we are. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, that's good. So good stuff. So what I like to do when I bring people on this show, especially, so much marketing knowledge, so much, and we have such a limited amount of time with you. Yeah. Could you just dive in, tell us how you guys started in marketing?
Oh, man. Okay. Well, this is a bizarre beginning because I actually trained as an electronics, computer, and software engineer. So I did all three disciplines. I wanted to be the guy that made all the gadgets for James Bond and Batman till I discovered that they're not actually a real thing. And I was like, oh, damn, what a wasted career. But I mean, I love technology. I'm genuinely passionate about technology, particularly emerging tech. So that was kind of what got me into it. Then I realized it's really boring. And I'm passionate about technology, but I'm more passionate about people and about human behavior and why people do the things that they do and why they respond to technology. So that intersection between the two kind of became digital marketing and then just generic marketing as well. But I went through many career changes. I worked in a lab with a lab coat designing incubators. I've worked in an FBOS company. I've worked on radio for a number of years, one of our top radio stations here. That was my dream job, which was awesome. And then kind of fell into marketing. I used to do web design back in the days, Mike, where we used to have the little animated GIFs all over the page, That was the height of design back then. In fact, one of my proudest moments is creating a little Darth Vader 8-bit character with a lightsaber that would go, oh, it was just...
Oh, wow, that sounds fun.
Classy, man, classy. And then realized it wasn't classy. But no, I kind of fell into marketing in that way, did some work for some people, won a pile of awards, and then discovered that actually I was really, really good at this, and kind of transitioned then through a number of stages where I worked very heavily on digital marketing, then gave it all up to start my own company. It was a tech startup, and we grew that for about 4 years, had a rapid growth, it accelerated so quickly until we sold it off. We had a lot of people sniffing around buying it, which was awesome. It was an emotional roller coaster till you saw your bank balance and then went, I'm okay with selling my baby. In fact, I've got 2 actual kids if anyone wants to buy them. No. So that was a crazy journey, and then got back into the corporate life and became the CMO of the Chief Marketing Officer at Cigna. And then this year gave all of that up, gave up an incredibly well-paying job, a very fulfilling, rewarding environment, amazing team that I work with, but was genuinely feeling a call to write my next book, which is a very personal and important book that I'm writing at the moment for me, and I know it's going to help a lot of entrepreneurs. And then just felt a call to help people, which you're kind of removed when you're a chief marketing officer. You're not at the coalface, you're not really investing in helping in people. So that was a tension that I was feeling in there. So took up coaching, and then my love of radio came back, Mike, and you know this well. So I launched my podcast this year, and hearing your intro, I've been totally inspired that I need to do a new intro for mine. Yours is way more epic. So, yeah. So and that
It's
brought me
more
to
like,
here.
I mean, it's what I would have. Like if I could, if this was like a real life show, there'd be some fighter pilots, going
Yeah.
over and some like explosions, and I'd just walk out calm, like thank you
Oh,
so much
mate.
for
Oh,
having me.
you'd have the guitar guy from Mad Max just go, oh, it'd be
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
Iron Man's my favorite superhero. Yeah, the way he comes, the intro to his movie. I don't
Yeah.
know which one it was, but yeah, it's the
Yeah.
way to do it.
Mate, we're a
So
good fit. I'm a Captain America fan, so, you know.
there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. So, a lot of the guests, I mean, a lot of the viewers that watch the show are, either process servers, legal professionals, notaries, people who are waiting for that phone to ring. We got our website builder. A lot of my customers watch the show.
Yeah.
What let's dive into what is your marketing superpower. I know you got a lot of knowledge, but we're going to dial it
Yeah.
in. We want to learn all about everything you got going on, but what is your marketing superpower? If I said, hey, you got to
Right.
save the world with me, here I am, Iron Man, I'm the website building king, right? And then you're the Captain America. What is your superpower?
Oh, mate. Oh, yeah. Like Captain America, I have a few, but there's one specific one I think I want to target in on, which is really helping. I help a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of businesses and that work out their story. I'm a firm believer that stories is one of the most powerful ways that you can sell. It's one of the most powerful ways that you can connect and reach with your audience. So, and for a lot of entrepreneurs, they feel like I see this too much. I see this with startups particularly, man, where they will create this brand and they think we need to be a trusted brand or we need to be this professional brand. So we put on this kind of sterile face and we put on this kind of we're this serious business, even though we're a bunch of startup guys and working out of a kitchen or a garage somewhere. So we kind of put all this smoke and mirrors. But what they don't realize is that one of the most powerful ways to connect with other people is through your human side. It's through your personality and it's through telling your story. And a lot of people, business owners, entrepreneurs, don't realize that their story is really powerful and that they actually have a story. So I kind of help them to bring that to life and then to make that in a relevant way that connects and creates empathy with their customer base.
That's good. That's good. So the practical implication to like having a website, some of the thoughts that I have when you start talking about like bringing your personality to life. Whenever you look at a website, whenever I've reviewed a lot of websites now, and whenever I'm reviewing them, like a notary, for example, a notary public comes into your house, like a mobile
Yeah.
notary, they come to your house. So one of the first things, you want to check off the boxes of potential negative things that your potential customer might be thinking. One of them is, are you creepy looking? Like, right? Are you going to
Yes.
be an uncomfortable situation? So like whenever
Yep.
I see a picture of someone who's professional and kind looking,
Yeah.
and if they have a video, it's like times 10. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
That's 100%. But it's also bringing to life how you help other people. They should. I'm trying to think of a good way to explain it. But if you were, for example, you've got an entrepreneur, you've got a target market right in front of you. You want them to feel like they've got this connection with you. We call it pseudo-social relationships. It's kind of like it's like the movies, man. Like you're an Iron Man fan, I'm a Captain America fan. I feel like I know Captain America. By the way, he's fake. Yeah, like he's not real.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
to spoil it for everyone, but I feel like I know this guy. I know his motivations. I would love to sit down and have a beer with him, or he'll probably
Yeah.
drink a light beer. But like I feel like I know this person even though I've never met them before. And that's the
Yeah.
sense that you want to get across through your website, through your copy, through your videos. You want people to feel like they've already got a connection. Because one of the most powerful things that we have to do as entrepreneurs and business owners is we have to create what we call the know, like, trust layer. So in other words, when they want to do business with you, they have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. And if you can tick all three of those off through your story and through bringing to life your personality, then you're already well ahead of most of your competition.
I love that. So when you're looking at somebody's website, for example, and people think brand and they just think, oh, my logo, my colors, my stuff, but it's not necessarily the logos and colors and things. It's what you're teaching that person that has
Yeah.
seen you over and over and over again, what to expect. And as humans, we have these sense of, and maybe I think they've proven that it's like or they've done a lot of studies that it's more of a survival mechanism, right? Like you see
Yeah.
something safe, or you see something as a you like that it's a berry that's sweet or whatever. It's going to help you survive through the winter or whatever. Like, and so these brands that if we have a good experience, we remember. And
Yeah.
so I like that. So
Yeah.
would you say that you help people like figure out their brand?
Yeah, I think I do. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Figure out their brand and to position themselves as those leaders in their industry as well. I do a lot of work around thought leadership, which is where the kind of the book writing and the publishing aspect of it comes in. I help a lot of entrepreneurs with that as well. But it's
That's
also
good.
it's any time that someone looks at your website, and we'll get to this when we review one, I guess. But anytime someone looks at your website, what I want them to experience is immediately when they get there, they have a sense of, oh, this is weirdly familiar, but I also know
Yeah.
exactly how it's like
Yeah.
when we liken it to going to a cocktail party, man. So if you go to a cocktail party or a networking event or something like that, you don't walk up to another person and go, "Here are my benefits. Here are my features. Here's how what I offer you. Are you willing to buy?" Because people just
Yeah.
look at you weird. But you go up and you build a rapport, and you can do that through copy. You can do that through video. You can do that through imagery as well. You can create that sense of familiarity and, oh, I feel like I know this person. Oh, and this is how they can work with me and how they can help me. Bingo.
Yeah, it's good. I like the analogy of dating, It's like a guy that walks into a bar, I just love the analogy because it's so true. It takes away the human aspect. Marketing not done properly is like a hardcore salesperson. It doesn't care who
Yeah.
you are. It's like hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy, the pikeys
Yeah, yeah.
and
I would
hope
love to use the dating analogy, but I've been married for 25 years, man. Our dates, mine and Leanne's dates, are literally the two of us going out and finishing each other's sentences. We don't even, half the time, like people get really frustrated when they're around us because half the time I just go, oh, and she go, yeah, yeah, and I went, yeah, exactly, I know, yeah, and we'll laugh. And people go, what? But in our head, we've had this entire conversation because we know each other that well. It's so
that's awesome.
dating is a foreign concept to me, man. It's
Let
just
me
me
tell
hanging
you.
out with my best friend. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you something. Dating, if you go out and you date and you tell somebody, like, first of all, you walk out there, let's think of it like a business, right? You go out there and obviously they can see you, assuming they can see you. You go like, clearly you can see how good looking I am.
Yeah. Come on.
Clearly, if you didn't know already, I'm great in bed. Second, and then third of all, I got a lot of money or whatever the thing is, right? And you start talking about all these things,
Yeah.
and they're looking at you. Even if all those things are true, now they hate you. Now they're like, they want you to somehow lose. It's kind of crazy how that works.
Yeah.
But if you can somehow go in and connect and build some kind of rapport with them, and if you study emotional deposits and relationships, if you go in and make deposits, like Tony Robbins talks about, like doing mirroring, and they feel like they
Yeah.
can connect with you. Good stuff, all good stuff. So I want to dive into this website, and
Cool.
Vince, I want to. I mean, this is great. I didn't expect the branding thing, so this is great.
Yeah.
We're gonna dive into this, and we're gonna check out this website, and we're gonna get the expert on the case here.
Awesome.
So let me go ahead and share
No,
my
no pressure,
screen.
by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but you guys, listen. If we're reviewing this website because someone posted, Tennessee Court Services posted their website below in the comments in a previous video, and so you can do the same. Comment your website below. We have a winner that we're going to announce at the end of today's show, and we're going to announce her. Vince is actually going to do the honors of announcing her, and so comment your website below, and you'll get a chance to win $3,000 in website credits. So,
Wow.
all right, let's go ahead and dive in. Add to stream. Tennessee Court Services, quality and effective services. Okay, so I always, what I usually start off here and just kind of point out some of the basics because that's the website building thing I do. But
Yeah.
every guest I bring on has some kind of a different perspective that jumps off, and it's always different. So it's really cool. The first thing I notice that I really like is the phone number being up here. But as the viewers of the show know, like I'll right away, I want to see if this is clickable.
Hmm.
It's not clickable, and the reason why you want to know if it's clickable is because if you're on a mobile device, it needs to be able to call.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
like I'm not going to try to memorize this so I can somehow punch it into the app on my phone to call this number. I guess you might be able to highlight it, but some websites won't let you do that with your on your phone. So that's one tip. What jumps off the page right away to you?
A positive on here, a really good positive, is the fact that they're using the concept of trust badges. So we're highly recommended, the Chamber of Commerce member, all of these different
Hmm.
badges up here, because you are trying to, particularly as a court service, trying to create that level of trust with them.
Right.
However, in saying that, a couple of things stand out with that. Number one, it feels out of place and crowded there, and they're very
Hmm.
low res imagery as well. But also, it may not be, you may not be able to make them clickable. But if they were a way that you could click through to say the highly recommended one there, which I can't even actually read the by something or other local. I can't quite read that one on the left there. I'm getting too old, man.
Yeah, I can't
But
read it. I can't read it either. So
oh, there you go. Phew, I feel a little bit better. But if you could click through to a page that has that as a partnership. So, for example, with the Anderson County Chamber of Commerce, if you click through and it showed that you were a member, a proud member of that Chamber of Commerce on the Chamber
yeah,
of Commerce website, it adds that additional layer of trust as well, because anyone can put any badge up there. But the
yeah,
other thing too is that shouldn't be your hero at the top. That is
right.
something that I think is quite important. But you've got this giant real estate. I realize I'm pointing at the screen and no one can see what I'm doing. You've got this giant real estate underneath that with all this imagery. You can incorporate it within the imagery as another layer or something like that as well. Yep.
Yeah, like this giant star, 3 stars. I have no idea what that means. I
Yeah.
might sound ignorant, but I had no.
It
Maybe
could be
this is a.
relevant to where they are in Tennessee, but it's certainly being here in Wellington, New Zealand. Not that I'm your target market. It's not really relevant to me. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so what I would say with the imagery here is, first of all, fine. Any of these images could be fine, but I would just make one image as a background over, like a background, and I would have some text overlay here, or even
Yeah.
some of these things in overlaid on this image. But actually, I agree with you. I would take this whole thing. It looks like it's one long image, and that's why I think his name is
It
John.
is.
Let
Yeah.
me make sure
Yeah.
here. Joe
Okay.
Jackson. So I think that Joe probably made this. You think it is too, huh? So kind
It
of.
is. It is one image I checked. Yeah.
So, and that's the reason why it's the resolution is so low, because it's like a long image. You know.
Yep.
Um,
The other thing I would say too on the image below that, so just below those trust badges, one of the things I really encourage people to do is actually think through the purpose of that area. So you've got a
yeah.
lot of photos. I'm assuming these are all photos of Tennessee. And sorry, I've never been to Tennessee. I do want to
Yeah. I
get
don't
there
know.
one day.
They gotta
It
be.
looks, if these are the photos of it, it looks beautiful. Trust me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but you've got to think through the purpose of those photos there. If your target market is in Tennessee, are you trying to make them feel like there's a connection there, that you're from their local area? If so, there's different ways that you can bring this to life. I would put imagery of you guys. I would actually put your faces, your smiling faces. I would put a
People
way
love
for
that.
people to feel like they know you. Yeah.
Yeah, people love that. So I love. Yeah, that's a great tip. I love that. So, uh, one of the things when I usually build a website is I'll have some kind of a call to action or some kind of a drop down. I mean, a video is excellent if you can pull off a video that loads quickly, that has a low load speed. It seems
Yeah.
to be the best, especially if it's you or a highly paid, or not highly paid, but a highly skilled actress or actor to you know
Yeah.
I mean, hey, some people just hate being on camera. So if you can pay someone to do that
Yeah.
for you and get a good looking person on there like me or Vince, you're set.
Exactly. Look at this face on there. Now, I think one of the best tips, by the way, if you are afraid to be on camera, you need to work with somebody who makes you feel at ease. Get them so you're not even looking at the camera, you're looking at them and have a conversation with them. Because you are quite, no, most people that say they're afraid to be on camera or they're really uneasy or nervous on camera
Yeah,
are quite okay with having a conversation with you. So if you
yeah,
can replicate that environment and all the while somebody happens to be recording it, even better.
mhm.
But also
Uh,
around to the load speeds of the videos, embed them as well. Use YouTube or Vimeo, embed the videos on there. That way, it's not using your resources
Yeah.
Yeah, and those things have really good algorithms around making sure that they're optimized.
Yeah, it's really good. That's good. So yeah, so having the images, you see a lot of websites like that, but there's nothing here in the middle. There's nothing overlaying this. Like you said, this is some
Right.
prime real estate right here, and it's not being utilized.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It doesn't serve a purpose, is the way I see it. Yeah.
and I kind of the buttons are kind of interesting. I mean, you normally don't see that. I mean, I guess this could be considered their links, right? Or you got
Yeah.
book an appointment.
They all
Let's,
open in a new tab anyway when you open them. So because they all go to separate websites. I load it up in the background while we're talking.
oh,
I
okay, yeah.
multitask very well. But they go to like SquareSite and Tennessee
Nice.
Court Services, a form stack, a couple of form stack kind of forms.
Yeah, this is not
If
a
possible, I would keep those within your website. Embed
yeah. So
those forms from FormStack into a new page. Yeah,
exactly. Like you can take okay, Square, yeah, and then form stacks. So you can actually take these form stacks as an embed and embed them directly on your website.
100%.
Um, like you
Yeah,
were saying, and then order services. This looks like another form stack. Um, yeah, I don't see a way to pay. Probably on the next page.
yeah,
Uh, But yeah, I mean, having an order form is great. It's one of the things I teach people. I'm kind of curious if he's been following me for a while because I use FormStack and teach people how to use it. But definitely going to get points for having online ordering. The idea that someone can actually pay you on your website
yeah,
without ever calling you is excellent.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I could fill all this out, I guess, and see, but I'm assuming it says place order. So you know. So okay, and then they got the PayPal link over here, available 20. I mean, I assume that's what this is. Let's
Yeah,
see. Yeah, PayPal. I don't like that it opens in the same page. Um,
yeah, and you're off the site. Yeah,
yeah, and if I for some reason don't have PayPal and now I'm stuck, I mean, I'll hit back, but don't assume how much knowledge your website visitor has about internet. They might get to that page and go, I don't know what to do now, and not know
yeah.
how. I mean,
One thing I would note as well, just on those, so those three, the call to actions that you have at the top there, the book an appointment, process, serve, quote, and order services. Again, so keep those within your website, I think is really, really important. But the other aspect too, you've got Google Analytics on the site. I would look at the devices that people are visiting your site from, because I think you'll be quite surprised to see how many are probably from mobile devices, because most
mhm,
people seem to be browsing via mobile these days. Those buttons do not look great on a mobile device. I've just had a look at it, and
mm,
it breaks quite majorly. So I would test this on a mobile device. Make sure those buttons are aligned one above the other in the order that you think are of importance, that people will most likely use them, and make it very, very clear as well. Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, yeah. Having mobile friendly is like nowadays it's so vital. You
Oh,
know.
so yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So, all right, good, good. So we can kind of go down here, kind of look at some of the other things.
Yeah.
Tennessee, this little badge right here is definitely adds some credibility. If you're a pro se, someone who's not in the legal industry, you're going to see that and go like, okay, maybe they are pretty official here. That's good.
100%. One of the things, though, I would point out at this point, if you look at the kind of structure of the page, so starting from the top, you've got who you are, you've got the Tennessee Court Services, and then you say quality and effective service. That's cool. You've got your call to actions there about booking appointments, etc., and you got your trust badges. Then you go down to the large real estate thing we've talked about, but then you go straight into about us and the services. All of this is about you guys. It's about your business. It's not about the customers that you're serving. So I would genuinely start with something that's kind of like a filter, like if you like a way to kind of bring it to life is if you're looking for this, or if you're a person
Mhm.
who, and this is where I show my ignorance, I don't really know enough about the court services system in Tennessee, but however you serve people, make them feel like they're represented on there. So start with a question, asking them, if you're looking for process servicing or court filings, or you're somebody who blah blah blah, you're in the right place, that kind of aspect. So put the customer at the front of it.
Yeah, that's good.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's really good. So, finding opportunities to connect with them and,
Yeah,
using, uh, like I was going to show an example over here on this. I got this other page. It says, I'll just bring it over for a second. So,
cool.
this is the back end of a website, and it's got an image here and it's got kind of some links at the top. It's not a finished site, but I just want to show you, like, after you scroll down from your, your phone number and your links, and you got another phone number over here, what should you expect? So that's kind of what you're saying is like,
Yep.
it's about them, not about me. What,
Yeah.
what are they?
They've got to know they're in the right place, and yeah, what you should expect is a great way to bring that to life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And then, like I said, I use images. This one here is in being built. Having something over this image. The goal
Yeah.
here is to put, Orlando. It used to say Orlando, I think. Orlando, Florida process servers. So they would know they're in the right area.
See, I'm just looking at that photo going, if that's Orlando, I want to go and visit there. That looks beautiful.
Yeah, this is right down the street. Actually,
Yeah.
every Saturday, my girlfriend and I we walk around this. This is called Lake Eola.
Mate, that's gorgeous. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. I
Yeah,
love the I know we're not reviewing this website, but the process server daily, you've got the little animation of someone there. Again,
Yeah.
bringing to life the personality of the page. Yep.
This is actually me. This is one of my first
Oh,
companies.
that's you.
It's before the beard became so mighty.
I was going to say, yeah, mate, you need to update that and bring that mighty beard into play.
I know that beard's weak. That's weak
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah, that's teenage fluff beard. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, so just as an example, you get your rates, you got your right away, what they get, right, and then you got a little bit about the company in a cool way, how it serves them, and then a podcast where they can actually hear about process serving. This was my first podcast I ever did.
Yeah.
And and then you get your blog where you provide testimonials. And I like this format because it's like a scroll format. They click any of the links, it takes them to that spot.
Yeah. That's an important piece as well, is navigation of the site. And on the Tennessee Court Services page, it's just a scroll till you get to the bottom. You kind of want to make it really simple for people, because if you think about the people that are coming to this website, they're coming from various different experiences. So some of them will be coming there going, I know who you are, I know exactly what to do. You've covered that off with the buttons at the top, so they just need to book an appointment. They know exactly what they're going to do, who you are, and they're going to engage with you. But for others, they're going, well, I know I need to process a serve quote, but I'm not sure you're the right people for this. So create a menu link that takes them down to why that they should be using you, like how you help them and work with them. Yeah.
I like that. And I feel like some reorganization of this page might do some good. I mean, I wouldn't put this video at the top, but maybe under a frequently asked question. But like having one of these videos and just delete this whole image section and put this somewhere as a page breakdown further down.
Yeah.
These what do you call it? Badges. Put these down here somewhere.
I would even like you've suggested, Mike. I would actually create a new video and put it at the top there. So in this whole area, I keep pointing my screen again. In the whole area where that big image area is, I would put a video there from you guys showing your personality and talking about how you work with and how you serve the customer. And that's going to straight away, they're going to know they're in the right place. They're going to know who you are. They're going to feel a connection, that pseudo-social connection with you. They should, we always liken it. When we worked on radio, we always said the goal was, if you're a guy, every guy that listens to you wants to go out and have a beer with you. And every girl that listens to you wants to go out and date you. It's just as simple as that.
This is the problem.
Same. I mean, all they have to do is put this face on there and it's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. There's a reason I worked on radio, Mike, and not TV.
A face for radio. Well, this is a video show, so you're doing good. You're doing great. So good. So I feel like we've kind of went through. Joe, if you're watching this, one of the things is, first of all, don't be discouraged, because a lot of people, this is like 90%. Actually, if I were to rate him against other websites, I'd say he'd have like a C or a B, because some of these are
just even like, seriously, having the trust badges at the top. I know we kind of picked that apart a bit because it's one image and it's pixelated and all this kind of thing. But actually having trust badge at the top, a lot of companies forget that aspect. They forget that you have a whole pile of reasons why people can trust you, and a whole pile of associations and memberships and things like that mean something, or at least look like they mean something to a prospective client. So nice work on that, man.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, these actually work really well. These actually work really well as a page break. So as you're
Yeah,
scrolling, from one section to another, maybe you have your video, then you have the services you're offering, not about us. Nobody really cares about. The only
no,
time they care about you is you're in the right area. It looks like you might charge the right price. You do the right service they're looking for. Now, who are you, your brand, compared to someone else? Do I like you? Do I trust that you're,
yeah,
with this
that,
badge? And I don't think he's got a problem with that, honestly. I feel like if he
no.
can, organize things a little better.
Yeah, this
uh,
is not a it's some and hopefully none of these people are watching your show. But there are some websites when you review them and you're just like, oh man, there's no hope for this at
yeah,
all. There's some
we've had some.
terrible websites out there. This is not one of those, man. Like this
Right.
has quite a lot of potential, but and this is the beauty I see with this is there's so much potential. There are so many things you can do here. You've obviously got the reputation, you've got the
Yeah.
connections and everything, and you're helping people. So bringing that to life on this website is going to serve them well. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's so many badges on here. I mean, I feel like you could have a whole page of associate,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
actually, if it's still up here, do I still have it on here? No, I deleted it. But I had a whole section with just the associations that we were a part of back then. So you can
Yeah.
definitely take advantage of that.
I used to do that with awards. So any awards that I won, I would put it on the page, and it turned out I was the only person that thought that was a good thing. So everyone looked at me, "You're just showing off, man." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I kind of am."
Yeah. Well, actually,
It was
you
just a
get that
vanity thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get that credibility, and that's what happened. It's definitely good. So
Yeah.
we could go on for days. I mean, this is
Yeah.
just so much value here. One of the things I like to do, and we'll do it real quick here, for Joe, is go to a tool it's called Uber
Uber
Suggest
suggests.
by
Yeah.
Neil Patel.
Yeah. Neil is amazing, by the way. I love this guy. Yeah.
This guy is just like a giant in SEO. I feel like if
Yeah.
you look up SEO, it's going to say SEO by Neil Patel. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
100%. Plus, the worst part about this is Neil is the guru in SEO, right? But he's
mhm.
also a genuinely nice guy. And half the
Yeah.
time when you meet these gurus, you really hope that they're jerks just so you can kind of, feel not so inadequate around them. And you're like, oh, well, at least they're a jerk. But no, he's a genuinely nice guy. Damn him.
Yeah, yeah, right. You're like, man, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So one thing I happen to know, based on who built the website, if you look at the very bottom, what this company does essentially is they build these one-page websites
Yeah.
on their website, and so he immediately gets credit for 2,800 backlinks. That are actually really good, high quality backlinks. And then,
Yeah.
of course, he got these organic keywords because they custom build that one page site.
Hmm.
And so the good news is with this SEO score is that because you're using these guys that are putting your website on their platform, you're immediately ranking probably on Google.
Yeah.
You
There,
know,
there is a downside to this, though. Just a cautionary kind
yeah,
of piece here, which if you while you're building your own kind of your own search score and things like that, if anything went wrong on their end, you're also going to be penalized by that. So you're kind of beholden to if anyone on their end tried any black hat techniques or they
yeah,
tried to do anything dodgy around search engine optimization, Google will penalize them heavily. So you just got to be cautious about some of those aspects.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, because you just never know. I mean, if the company, you
yeah,
know, but other than that, yeah, it's definitely good. So what I would do is either optimize the page and definitely good for SEO. So if you can just optimize your page so that when someone actually lands on the page, remember getting them to your website is only half the battle.
yeah,
If they get to your website and then they leave your website, you're right back where you started.
yeah.
So
It is actually one of the challenges. I know you'll know this, mate, but it's one of the challenges with one-page websites. Because
mm,
often we look into analytics and we look at where people are exiting, where they're leaving your page or your site and things. One-page websites, they're all leaving from the same place, your website, just how far down they scrolled, and that's not really an accurate measure of what they were looking at the time. So,
that's
yeah,
true. Yeah, there's been a solid argument for like bounce rates. It's like, well, they bounced from your website when they decided to call you, or when they
Yeah.
clicked on the PayPal link and it just reloaded into PayPal. That's a bounce,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
So,
it's funny. We assume a lot as marketers, and this is kind of one of the big things. I guess when we're talking about the about us section there, take off your hat, take off a marketer's hat, take off a web developer's hat, put on your customer hat is really important. But often I remember we revamped a website for a previous employment that I was in, and everyone got really excited because the time on site, the time on page rather, went from like 3 minutes to 7 minutes, and people were like, well, obviously everyone's finding it far more engaging, but actually it was 7 minutes because like I put some tracking on there, so we were watching like heat mapping and things like that, and watching
yeah.
what people were doing, and they were going up and down the site because they couldn't find what they want. So they were 7 minutes there because they couldn't actually find what they needed, and the 3 minute version was actually the winner. So it's crazy. Yeah,
That's
we
so
assume a
funny.
lot as marketers.
Yeah, it's so funny. And I love that you brought up heat mapping. I mean, there's so many different tools.
Yeah,
Actually, I thought about making a whole nother show where all I do is review apps and new
yeah,
things, because I found one today. What is it called? Lead Promoter or something. It actually takes Facebook groups, and you can
yeah.
create custom audiences on Facebook ads by targeting specific groups, which is like super targeted. And if you
Oh
know,
yeah, yeah.
I mean, Google Ads. I mean, Facebook ads. If you're spending money on Facebook ads, you can really go broke fast if you don't know what you're doing.
Oh yes, definitely, definitely. Yeah.
So lots of good
Awesome.
stuff here, Vince. So
Yeah.
Vince, we're kind of wrapping things up here. I know we need to go ahead and announce this week's winner of the $3,000 website giveaway.
Yeah.
So be prepared for a quick intermission, you guys. It's going to be super long. Just kidding. Go ahead, Vince.
Awesome. All right. This week's winner is, and I really hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Glenda, but it's Glenda Pretty Rooney from vistanotaries.com. Congratulations.
Woo! Bang the heart button
Yeah.
for.
Mate, we need an applause button. You need a drum roll and an applause button.
Oh
Yeah.
man! Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Watch some future episodes. I'm gonna have. Oh wait, I think I have. No, I don't. I'm gonna have the explosion. You know, in the intro where it had the.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
totally
man, you
gonna do
totally
that.
have to fireworks everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even think I should have got my Harry Potter wand out and gone,
Oh yeah.
oh, and called the winner out.
Oh, watch out! We're gonna have people mass exiting. Um, yeah, good stuff, guys. So congratulations. Let me just repeat her name here, Glenda, and I'll actually go ahead and comment her name so that we can go ahead and tag her. And then thank you, Reuven, for commenting your website here. Let's just bring that up. So Reuven Lockjaw, we're going to review his website on a future show. And good stuff, you guys. So Vince, tell us,
Yep.
what is your parting piece of advice? What is that, like? It's you're Captain America in the movie where you're dying and you're laying there. What is your parting piece of advice for those business owners that just want to get traffic to their website
Okay.
and get them to hire them?
Yeah, this is going to be a scary piece of advice for some people, but at like long before you've even launched a website in some cases, or before you even make changes, or even once it's launched, you should be talking to your customers as much as possible. Like one of the things we do in my business, but also in previous roles that I've had, even at Cigna, is we run things like coffee line tests, where we literally go down to a cafe, talk to the owner, and say, look, I'm going to put my credit card on the counter here. Right, I'm going to buy coffees for people if they give me 2 minutes of their time to give me feedback on my website, or to give me feedback on my copy. And you're not asking them, by the way, you're not asking them, do you like it? Do you not like it? What you're doing is you're pulling aside people and you go, look, just give me 2 minutes of your time. Coffee's on me. What I want you to do is I want you to have a look at my website and tell me what I do. Tell me how you would use, like, tell me where you would find this on my site. Tell me how you would do this. Like, when you look at this website, what do you think I want you to do next? Because it's going to be brutal, like, honestly, and even for those of us that are incredibly experienced in this, we still get really brutal feedback. I remember we had a term, it's an insurance term, because obviously Cigna is an insurance company. We had a term which is premiums. Everyone that pays insurance, we assumed knew what the term premiums meant, because you pay your premiums, every month you pay your premiums for your insurance. And when we did a coffee line test, the amount of people that came back and said, oh, premiums, that means it's a good quality product. And you go, okay, well, yes, it is, because we built it, but that's not what we're talking about. And they didn't really understand it. So we when we're kind of knee deep in this stuff, when it's your industry, when you know the stuff inside out, there's a lot of assumptions you can make, and it seems really obvious to you that people will understand this, but often they don't. So the people that tend to win are the people that get in front of their customers as much as possible. So go down there, take your little iPad or your website or your laptop, or even if you can't, just take a printout of the page and get them to have a look at it and provide that feedback, record that feedback, and just learn from that. Pick yourself up once they rip you apart, and you realize that even though you're a notary website, or even though you're a Tennessee Court Services, they somehow think you sell Starbucks or something. So once you pick yourself up from that, take on board that feedback, and you will better learn how to serve them and how to structure the site. So that's my number one advice to everyone: get in front of customers every chance you can.
Guys, you guys heard it from the master. I don't even know what else to say. I mean, I love the whole idea that, like, when I first came to Tennessee Court Services, it's funny what you're saying. When I come to Tennessee Court Services, I wasn't sure. Are they a process server? Are they bounty hunters? Are they private investigators? It's just court services. So I'm guessing they do a lot of those different things. But because I didn't know right off the gate, it's an interesting perspective. The coffee, what do you call it? The coffee hour?
Coffee line tests. Yeah. Coffee line test. Basically, you're looking, it doesn't have to be a cafe. You're looking for a captive audience. So an audience that's not trying to go somewhere or do something, because you are interrupting them. So you're looking for an audience where you can go, hey, while you wait, let me do something for you in exchange for getting your feedback. You will be surprised how many people want to give you feedback, like, honestly, and they will be quite honest and open about it as well. But also that the feedback you get is really, really good quality. Like it's valuable stuff. Now the other thing to note too is, like with the Tennessee Court Services, obviously I'm not their target market. You may not be their target market either, Mike. So their target market may look at their website and go, makes perfect sense to me. I understand everything on this page, and I know exactly what to do when I'm here. If that's the case, get in front of your target market and do the same kind of concept. Get them to talk it back to you. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Well, Vince, thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate your time. You've really just kind of made my day. I know that this is one of those episodes we're gonna be talking about for your ages, and the age-old argument between Iron Man and Captain America is gonna have to
no
wait.
argument, man. I'm sorry, Iron Man. No, yeah.
I don't know. Veronica is cool. Anyway, we won't get too nerdy on here. Yeah, good stuff. But Vince, let me know if I can ever do anything for you. And guys, go check out Vince. Vince, how can we keep up with everything you got going on?
Probably the best way to connect with me initially is just go to chasingtheinsights.com. So that's the home of my podcast. It's the home of my book. But you have a link on there how to connect with me on social. Particularly, I've got a Facebook group of crazy entrepreneurs who are just one of the most, honestly, they're my second family. They're just a bunch of beautiful people, entrepreneurs who all help each other and support each other. You guys are more than welcome to come and join us in there. But yeah, that's the best way to get a hold of me. chasingtheinsights.com. Check out my podcast as well. I have to get you on my one of my episodes, Mike. Would love to get you on there. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. So you guys go check out Chasing the Insights. Definitely listen to the podcast, and then, stay tuned. Go check out his, we'll look for my episode. I'm going to be on there. I might bring my weights over here, just to I got to bring in those viewers,
Right.
Good stuff. Well, again, guys, hit the like button, share this with your friends, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead and comment your website below so you can be entered to win the $3,000 website giveaway and website credits, where I'll check out your website or do whatever we got to do to help you out. And of course, Vince here, he can help you get your brand on point. chasingtheinsights.com. Thanks again, Vince, and we'll see you guys next time. Woo! Let's see it, Vince. What do you got?
No, nothing. Thanks, Mike.
I don't know. Hey, show the wand. Hold up the wand. Yeah. That's good. That'll be a great thumbnail.